What is up, y'all? Welcome back to season 3 of We Take the Hill or Take the Hill podcast. I am your host, Marcel. And y'all, for this season of the podcast, we are in this space of evolution. We're evolving in many, many ways. The first way we're evolving is a part of our conversations are going to be merging. And so if you've been following me for a while, you follow me over on Instagram or you follow me via Peloton, you know that I host also, I guess, like a mini series. I do Wellness Wednesday chats over on YouTube. And so I put these conversations out on Wednesdays typically, and we have been on a little bit of a sabbatical because we've been filming the podcast. And what I realized is that why aren't these conversations merged? Why aren't these conversations happening in the same place? And that way we don't have to take a pause from one or the other. And so we are going to be merging our channels. Our Wellness Wednesday conversations are going to be coming out on Wednesdays, but they'll be coming out on Take the Hill podcast. And also just, not to scare you or anything like that, but I am considering whether or not to keep the title Take the Hill podcast. Now, the conversations and the subject matter will stay the same because this conversation is so important to me. We started talking about taking the hill in class, and you know what it means to me. I've told this story 1,000,001 times. I take the hill because it was something that I was intimidated to do. I walked into the track and field and cross country team in college. I had this amazing coach who was always very gentle, very kind with me. When I walked into the cross country team, I was out of shape. I was overweight. I was depressed and really looking for a space to belong, a community to belong in. I was looking for a tribe, and I was not any good. I wish I could say like I had some sort of talent for running. At the time, I did not. If you've ever met me, you know that I'm really tall. I'm 5'10", and most cross country girls are about like 5'5". And so my coach had really no reason to allow me on this team, except for she just saw that I had heart. And she probably need bodies as well for the team. But she allowed me onto the team, and I showed up every day to practice. I was always on time. I like really worked really, really hard. And one particular day, she took us out to this horse trail out in Alabama that she scouted for us. And we were running this trail, and I think I just got complacent, which honestly, that's kind of been the story of my life. Like I get there and then I get a little complacent. And so I always have to shake out the cobwebs a little bit, as we all do. And I was complaining like really bad about, running this hill. And my kind, nice coach, who's probably like going through her own things, just walked up to me and said, "Well, quit." And I vividly remember this story, and I just remember like my instincts kicking in and saying like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not gonna quit. Like, how dare you think that I'm just gonna quit? I'm just complaining. But it also kind of reminded me and I think that maybe hindsight is like 2020 also, because I'm just like, now I'm like, hey, like I want to be here. It's also teaching me like my attitude about the situation also matters. Like if I want to be here, I'm going to be here, and I'm going to enjoy the challenge for myself more than what it means to anyone else. And so that's kind of how this came about. Just the title of the podcast. But more importantly, the subject matter of the podcast. Like we can do the difficult, challenging, scary things and we can make it to the other side of those things. And it's about that journey and the lessons that we learn during that challenging time of making it up that hill, and how we were able to maintain our stamina, our resolve, and shift through the necessities of a different attitude, maybe a different way of thinking, in order to get over that challenge, and how we share those insights with other people. um that in and of itself is for me, takes me back to church. It takes me back to being a kid and hearing people's testimonies and learning from those testimonies. And that's been a way that I've really learned throughout my life, because in a lot of times, in a lot of spaces, I was the first in my family, or I was the only. And so I often learn by seeing people outside of my circle. If I saw them do it, I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. The first time I ever jumped out of an airplane, I just remember thinking, like, if this little girl in front of me, and she was not a little girl, she was a grown woman, but she was tiny. And so I was like, if she could jump out of this plane, I'll be damned if I don't jump out of this plane. And so being able to see and learn by other people's examples, and know that, like, if they can do it, I can do it. That's also what Take the Hill is about. And so those stories won't change. I don't want to change that. I don't want to change the essence of that, because I think that we need that in order to continue to grow and evolve. But I definitely do want to open up the conversations to being multiple types of conversations. I want to have wellness conversations here. I want to have life lessons conversations here. But I also want to have just like healthy check-ins here. How are we doing? You know, I want to have those conversations as well. Or even just talking about, you know, a book that I found really helpful. I want to be able to have all of those conversations and one central location for you, for us, for this community. And so be on the lookout for that. That is coming. I have warned you. I've put it out there. We are evolving, and we'll be adding different pillars of conversations to the podcast channel. Okay, so that business is out of the way. And now I want to talk about like a few lessons that have come up for me in this season. We've had about 4 guests on so far. 3 guests on so far that you've been able to hear from. And each guest has had their own individual hills and journeys that they've learned from. We've had Yesenia, who overcame an abusive relationship and still maintained her bravery, her strength, and her curiosity. We had Katie on, who Katie experienced something so, frightening, being diagnosed with a rare form of cancer at the age of 12, and being able to make it through that, and then also understand that, like, having awareness to understand that, like, not everyone had the family, the community, the anchoring that she had, and wanting to say, hey, like, allow me to do something, and allow me to create community around this and give back, even in the space of like me suffering through this. Like, I want to be able to lessen the suffering of other people, and that's a lot about what the podcast is about. Like, hey, like, let's learn from each other. Let's give something back to the community that is helping us so much. And so got to hear that conversation from Katie. And then also just from an entrepreneurial standpoint, like taking risk and betting on yourself, which was also Katie, and also from Katie and also Daniela. Um, Daniela came here, moved to New York, solo, family immigrated from South Africa, and she has created this phenomenal business um, out of nothing, just out of deciding never to give up on a childhood dream and being able to fail forward, being able to fail forward. So not focusing on your own drama, your own trauma, and like being able to help others in the midst of that, being able to maintain your resolve and your courage even after a hardship, and then being able to just keep picking yourself up and falling forward. These are amazing, phenomenal lessons. Just from the first 3 episodes of the season, and we have more to come. And then from me, some of the things that I have been like trying to learn from y'all is like, I'm in a season of evolution for myself. Like, I am like really in this season of like, girl, glow. Like, like girl, glow and grow. Like, I really want to evolve and like become this I don't like the like I want to be this phenomenal leader in my own right. I don't want to say boss, like I mean boss, yes, but I just really feel called to leadership in the sense of like I want to serve my community more and better. And by my community, I mean you. Like, I want to show up in a way that's not only authentic, but that's so authentic and true that it touches someone else to be just as authentic and true. And that's the work that I am doing on myself in this season of my life. And I feel that that work comes with, yes, it's rah-rah, yeah, it's hype, but I think that it's also a calming, meditative assuredness. It's a measured confidence that at times I've felt in the past that I've lacked, or possessed, but only for brief or fleeting moments. And now I'm just like, no, we need to sit in this. We need to marinate in this. And I think that like that's where I am. Like, really, truly, that level of confidence as what I am called. Like, I just got chills. You know what I mean? Like, I just got chills just saying it out loud. Like, I got chills saying it out loud because I'm trying to marinate in that level of confidence. You hear me? I'm trying to like soak it through every pore of my body because I just really feel that it's time. Like, that's the season that I'm in. That's the season I'm in. And that has come with me working on this podcast, with me just showing up better. I have like a few things, like lessons that I've been learning, and they all are lessons around the exact same thing. They're all about showing up. Stop giving up too soon. The growth is the reward for your hard work. No one is making you do it. And stop straddling the line. And all of these things, all of these lessons are about how one decides to show up. When you stop giving up so soon, you develop your character. You become a person that can take a punch, as Tyson says, like, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Like, you become a person that can take a punch and get up and keep going. And I think that for the longest time in my life, I can only speak to myself. And I hope that, by me saying these things out loud, you understand that you can show up and be super strong and brave in some areas of your life and also falls short in other areas of my life. There are some areas in my life where I'm like, I'm 10 toes down, like you can't with me. But there are other areas where I am a little more timid, and I'm beginning to see and understand that tenacity that I have in certain areas, why can't I take that tenacity here? And I hope that that also shows up for you when we're talking about these things. If anything resonates with you, take it, share it with a friend. Like, hey, if you know what, just hearing her say it, and it's not that I'm saying anything that you haven't heard before, or anything that any other podcast is not out there saying. And one of the things that I had to even say to myself, it's like, yeah, there are a million podcasts out there, but none of those podcasts are your podcasts. None of those conversations are the conversations that you're having, and they're never going to say it the way that you say it. So if it's called to you to say it. And so that's one thing. It's like, stop quitting. Like, don't use that as an excuse. Don't use the excuse that there are a billion other podcasts out there. Don't use that as an excuse. Don't allow yourself to have that excuse. Don't allow yourself like, oh, I just applied for a scholarship, and this scholarship is so that I can attend this conference in Dubai. And on my vision board for myself, like I put this on my vision board for myself literally like last year, like not 2024, I believe, to like do something fitness related in Dubai. And then I don't want to get into the specifics, but that was on my vision board. And I wasn't going to apply for the scholarship because I was just kind of like, a million people are going to apply for the scholarship, and like maybe they have like been able to do more with their business. Maybe their business are larger and more impactful, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, girl, do you want to go to Dubai or not? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to be in this room or not? Do you want to be one of those women that have this like, $1 million business like that? Do you want to or not? Like, this is the first step. Get in the room. Get in the room. Like, get in the room. So stop giving up so soon. Go for it. Don't be the person that tells you no. Everyone else in the world is looking for a reason to tell you no. Do not be the person to tell yourself no. The growth is the reward for your hard work. Like, work hard because you like to work hard. Work hard because you want to work hard. Work hard because it does something for your soul. It tickles your insides when you work hard. Like, it satisfies you in a way that no man could satisfy you. You know what I mean? Work hard because you want that. I deserve that. I deserve that body. I deserve whatever it is that I really want, and I'm gonna really work hard until I get it. And not because you need a pat on the head or an attaboy. And that's a very hard thing to say. And I know that that's a very hard thing to say. And I don't say that, like I said, all of these lessons that are written on this book are for me. I'm sharing them with you because I feel that if they touched me in a certain way, perhaps they will also touch and help you. And so the growth, not the accolades, not the recognition, not someone saying, oh, you did this, now I will give you this, I will give you this. Work hard because you just like being known as a person that like works really fucking hard. Like, work hard because you know that there's respect on your name, because, oh no, she goes in, like, she gets shit done. Like, that is something that, like, I just, I'm like, I'm trying to sit in that. I'm just trying to take that in, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm kicking my shoes off as I say this. I have been notorious for, like, I'm doing my thing, I'm working hard, I'm enjoying myself, I'm doing it, I'm getting it done, and then a mother person, like, doesn't give me the recognition I deserve it, or I feel like I deserve it, and I'm just like, oh, I'll do that when I feel like it. And that has been a mindset shift that I've really just been embracing, because it's not about them. It's all about me. And it's like, you deserve to be as selfish in this lifetime as you deserve it. You just deserve to be selfish in this lifetime. You're not working hard for nobody else. You're working hard for yourself, for your damn self. And so no one is making you do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing. Like, no one's making you do anything that you don't want to do. If you feel like a space or a place or a people or a person doesn't value what you have to offer, like, no one's making you do anything. One of the things that I wrote down literally at the top of like this year was, for myself, wherever I want to be, I am there because I want to be there. The moment I stop wanting to be there, I am no longer there. I am no longer in a relationship. I am no longer in a friendship. I'm no longer in a situationship. Like, I'm no longer anywhere that when I stop wanting to be there, you can miss me. And what that does is that changes how you show up in a relationship. It changes how you show up in a friendship. It changes how you show up on a job. It changes how you show up in your partnerships. It changes how you show up, like, and engage with everything, like, because you're not doing it from a begrudging place anymore. You understand that, like, I'm doing this because I want to do it. It's not because you're making me, not because you think, like, whatever you think that you have, like, over me, like, it's not. I'm here because I want to be here. And so, and the last one is, like, stop straddling the line, which goes hand in hand with no one's making you do it. But it goes a step further in, when you straddle the line, in my opinion. When I wrote this down, I was like, what does this mean? And for me, like, straddling the line is like having a partial belief in yourself, believing that you want what you want, but not believing that you can get it. And when you want what you want, but don't believe that you can get it, your actions and your behaviors don't align with your desires. And what I mean by that is, you can want to be the fittest person in the world, but you're not going to sleep. You're not going to bed because you really don't believe that you can be that person. And the person that is this person goes to sleep, honey. She goes to sleep. She drinks her water. She gets her 3 meals a day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's doing all the things because she wants to be seen as it. She wants to be that girl. I hate that saying, that girl. Like, I hate it. But because I don't want to be basic. I don't want to be cliche, and but she knows who she is. And if she knows who she is, it's like, she's going to show up in a way that validates that. She's going to show up in a way that affirms that. She's going to show up in a way that commands that the world treats her as that. And so when those things aren't aligned, when you're straddling the fence, your actions are always going to... Six, what are you doing? Sorry, y'all. When you're straddling the line, your actions are always, always, always going to reveal what your actual beliefs are. And so those are my lessons. I'm going to keep this podcast, like, this episode fairly short, but, like, taking the hill for me today, right now, what does that look like? My present hill, the thing that I'm working on and working towards, is just literally being consistent with my beliefs and my actions, that I can become and achieve and be the woman that I believe and want to be. And again, those lessons for me, stop giving up so soon. Like, The growth is the reward. No one is making me do it. Like, no longer straddling the fence. Like, all of these things are things that I'm just like repeating to myself, because it's a struggle to take the hill. It's hard. We all know this. We talk about this all the time. But we take the hill every damn time. All right, y'all. Make sure to check out next week's podcast. We will have a guest on our next episode, Miss Precious Williams. I'm super excited for you all to hear her story as well and have this conversation and take the hill with Precious. And be on the lookout for our Wellness Wednesday conversations, also going to be airing right here on Take the Hill. And yeah, I'm so excited for this season, and I can't wait for y'all to check out season 4 in the fall. All right, let's close out the season strong, y'all. I have a couple more solo episodes this season, and I just want to say thank y'all so much for listening so far. If you ever have any comments or want to chat about the episode, you can feel free to drop a comment below, or message us over on Instagram at Take the Hill Podcast, or reach out to us on YouTube at Official Marcel Fit, or you can reach out to me directly on Instagram at Official Marcel Fit. You can also send us an email if you would like to connect with the podcast at team@officialmarcelfit.com. All right. Thank y'all